Flight Boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Antares Smooth. Flight Boss Archangel Uriel. I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. Right now, we're going to talk about stelliums in your chart. Stelliums in the natal chart. Now, when you got 3 or 4 or more planets in one Pacific house, that'll create a stellium. Now, what is a stellium? A stellium is something like it's when there's a lot of energy in one spot. So a lot of energy in one spot to play out in your life, like a lot of focus into one area of your life. A lot of energy has been put into that area. So that's what a stellium is. So wherever house you have a stellium in, that house represents that area of life. So that area of life is receiving a lot of attention, either from yourself or others, when it comes to a stellium. When it comes to a bunch of planets being in one house, you're going to be consciously aware of a bunch of things in that house. Now, the things you're consciously aware of depend on what planets is actually accumulating the stellium in that house. So if you want to break down a few, let's say you got a stellium in the first house. You got a stellium in the first house. And let's say it's, so a lot of, off the back, just knowing it's a stellium in the first house, a lot of your attention is going to be predicated towards your personality, other people's personality, your personal issues, other people's personal issues, your personal affairs, other people's personal affairs. And when I say personal affairs, I mean personal people, places, and things that's in your life. As long as they step into that personnel part of your life and know something about you personally. You see what I'm saying? All things dealing with the personnel and the I am and the self. You see what I'm saying? Now say you have Venus, Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter all in the first house. Now, a lot of energy is going to be focused on that first house. So off the bat, you're going to experience, it's going to be a lot of things you want to do personally in your life that you see other people personally do. There's going to be a lot of personal issues that you see that you have, that you see other people personal that they don't personally have. You're going to have a lot of personal affairs and dealings with that, and energy in that other people in their life affairs don't go in that way. So it's going to be a lot of comparing and contrasting and a lot of dealing with your own personnel type situations. So let's look at Venus. So one energy sources here is you're going to witness a lot of support, love, appreciation, value, but a lot of selfish love, appreciation, and value, and a lot of only love, appreciation, and value for your own personal issues, affairs, and personnel going on there. Then you got Mars, a lot of intent, willpower, passion, and motivation, and aggressiveness going on with your personality, or you may get a lot of personally aggressive and attentive people with alternative motives that's trying to take something personally from you. Or then you're going to witness a lot of Jupiter. Then you're going to witness a lot of experiences personally, or a lot of own personal experiences, or experiencing things through other people's personal issues and affairs. You're going to be gaining a lot of wisdom and knowledge and putting a lot of meanings and reasonings behind that. And then with Saturn here also, you're going to be seeing the reality of your personal issues and your personal affairs. And you're going to be trying to gain structure in your life in a real personal way. So it may be, you may show a lot of impersonal traits and things of that nature, and coldness and reservedness. So a lot of contradiction, a lot of different influences and energies is going to be going on in your first house. You see what I'm saying? Boom, you got a stellium in so you got a stellium in the 10th house, a stellium in the 10th house. That's just, you got a lot of focus and attention predicated on what you're known for, how you seen, and your status, and vice versa, what other people are known for and how they seen, and other people's statuses and other people's career. So you highly focused on other people's status levels and careers, and highly involved into yours and things of that nature. You may even go through a lot of experiences of other people getting from point A to B and not even taking as many actions as you to try to get there, because at the same time it's like this is where all your focus and attention is on. So you're seeing all aspects of it. You know, you ever heard that saying where you won't experience the things you don't pay attention to? So the things you're paying attention to, you're going to experience. So depending on the planets, those are the energies you're going to be paying attention to. And if you got those group of planets in a Pacific house, you're going to be paying attention to that house in those planetary energy type ways. You see what I'm saying? Like, for example, I got a stellium in the 5th house. So the 5th house represents ways of expressing yourself and dealing with entertainment, and dealing with all forms of entertainment. How you entertain yourself, the things you're entertained by, and the people, places, and things and conversations that you choose to entertain, and it's how you have fun, and it's also your creativity, how you come up with your creativity mechanism. So I have a stellium here. So there's a lot of there's a lot of focus and paying attention to ways of expression, forms of entertainment, you know what I'm saying, ways of creativity and dealing with art and things of that nature, and ways of having fun. So I'll be even experiencing other people's ways of expressing themselves, and other people's creativity, and other people's ways of getting from point A to point B in forms of entertainment. And I have to sit back and see these people get from point A to point B in these areas of life, and I have to work harder now, because that's what I'll be focused on and things of that nature. Now the planets here is going to tell me what I'm actually focused on. So my fifth house, I got now what the fuck do I got? I got Saturn. I got Saturn in my motherfucking fifth house. Neptune in my motherfucking fifth house. And I got and then I think that's all I got. Yeah, Neptune, fucking Saturn. Ain't no fucking stellium. Hold on, I got another fucking planet there. And Uranus. So that's 3 planets. That's 3 planets in my motherfucking fifth house. So I got Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus. So I experienced a lot of change, rebellion, and opposition in my fifth house when it comes to ways of expressing myself throughout my life, when it comes to the things I was entertained by throughout my life, you know what I'm saying, and how I have fun, and every time I try to have fun, and every time I express my creative nature in some type of way. I always experience some type of change, rebellion, or opposition against myself, or I always change, rebel, and oppose against other forms of expression, entertainment, creativity, and other people's creativities. But throughout that came uniqueness and originality, because you can't have one without the other. For one to be unique and original, at some point in time, it had to change, rebel, or oppose against what was already there. So this makes me unique and original in my and make me pay attention and make my energy go towards being unique and original with my creativity, the way I have fun, the things I'm entertained by is unique and original. You know what I'm saying? And the way I express myself is unique and original. Now I have Neptune here. So what Neptune here is, I got a lot of dreams, illusions, creativity, and imagination, a lot of fantasies, and I add a lot of spirit realm to my entertainment and the things I'm entertained by. You see what I'm saying? I'm entertained by mysticism. You know what I'm saying? Supernatural shit and things of that spirited shit. Creativity and imagination. The way I express myself. I express myself in a way that's dealing with creativity. I may express myself, y'all might think I'm in an illusion at times. You know what I'm saying? But I express myself with dreams, creativity, and imagination, and I add a lot of fantasy and spirit realm to the way I express myself. You see what I'm saying? And my creativity. And the way I have fun. I have fun by being in my dream world, by being in my illusion, by being in my, that's how I have fun. So a lot of times I don't have fun with y'all. I have fun being to myself. You see what I'm saying? Now I got Saturn here also. So this is how I see reality. I see reality in an entertaining type way. I see reality in an expressive type way. I see reality in a way of creativity. You know what I'm saying? But also, this is where my boundaries and restrictions and limits come from. So even though I may experience a lot of boundaries and restrictions and limits when it comes. I'm experience a lot of boundaries and restrictions and limits when it comes to ways of expressions, ways of entertainment, ways of creativity, ways of imagination. But also I put boundaries and restrictions and limits on a lot of y'all forms of entertainment, a lot of y'all forms of expressions, a lot of y'all forms of having fun and creativity. You see what I'm saying? And I also use this to gain structure in my life, because Saturn also is how one gains structure in their life. So I use my form of expression, my form of entertainment, or what I'm entertained by, or my form of creativity, and I use these things to gain structure in my life. And gaining structure in your life could be through a person, place, or thing, or a job, or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So you see how you put the pieces together? So this is where all my energy is being drawn towards, fifth house type things. So anytime you have a stellium, whatever house that stellium falls in is the house that's going to be paid attention to the most, and to know what's being paid attention to in that house is going to be the planets that's there. Flight boss, bitch, goddamn, here.